always gonna be death and gore. Think of strategy. That's all I'm saying. Everybody's just banging one out. Hey guys, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. This week, literally, I'm prepped and I'm ready for the Monster Mash Readathon. Okay, so I figured I'd share with you all my recs. I went down a black hole, like I usually do on Amazon, and I found a variety of absolutely ridiculous little novellas with a variety of monsters. Because I'm trying to actually black out the bingo card that Hannah made, which if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Readathon, the Monster Mash Readathon, I'll leave a link down below if you want more information, but Hannah Blackwell created it. It's a bingo card based prompt sort of thing. I'm going hard mode. You only have to get a normal bingo, but I'm trying to black out the baby. All right, so I got a variety here. I'm gonna share my books with you. Like I said, actually, they're all novellas, so they're not books at all. If you would like a book though, I have a video that I posted early September, I think, with more like true storylines with a variety of monsters. So if you'd like to do that, go check out that video. I'll leave a link down below. Otherwise, if you wanna read just a bunch of really smutty, weird stuff, stick around in this video. But before I actually get into these, I wanted to say thank you to Hannah Blackwell. She sent all the co-hosts, she's made literally custom bookmarks for us that have like our favorite tropes. Like I have Captor Captive and Morally Grey on mine. It's really cute, don't look at me. But it's really, really cute. We'll have a little spider on the background and everything like that. She handmade this, hand painted, put it all together. It's really, really awesome. So I want to say thank you to Hannah. But also she decided to open an Etsy where she's doing these too if you want your own. So I'll leave a link down to her Etsy shop as well, but this will be perfect for spooky season. So anyways, jumping into the stuff that I have. There's 11 here. I focused more on the spicy stuff, like I mentioned, but there is a variety of spice. Don't worry. I know not everybody is as insane as me, but I do have some stuff on here that's just absolutely ridiculous, which you will see in a sec. But I also have some gore too, which is technically like real horror, but be forewarned that a lot of people said like, it's pushed to the limits. So you've been warned. Anyways, the first one I'm going to talk about, or I guess the first two, are those anthologies, because I'm not going to go into details about them because they have so many stories in them. But the first one's by Latrexa Nova. She has a lot of sort of like monster romance stuff, but it's the 13 Kinks of Halloween. And I'm talking, she literally has like vampires, ghosts, werewolves, mummies, anything you can think of really, serial killers, is all within these 13 kinks. She's known for definitely having the spice. There's usually a dash of humor in there as well, but she brings the spice out, and she likes to include flavors. I'll say that. So, you know, if that intrigues you, she has a lot there. It could really help us out on the bingo board. I'm just saying, okay? Think of strategy. That's all I'm saying. The second one is called Supra Vellum. This literally has 30 different novellas in it. There's a ton, but it's a variety as far as like the creep factor and the spice level. Some are super, super sweet. Some are ridiculously hot. So you have options in there. Each one's gonna tell you their kind of creepy level and their spice level involved, okay? But again, it's a variety of different monsters. We got aliens. Like it mentions that it's a sci-fi anthology, but it actually has a bunch of monsters, not just aliens, okay? So check that out, especially if you're kind of new to these sort of stories, especially ones that have humor, like the ones I like. This will actually give you a good idea of like all the authors that are kind of in the community. All right, but getting into the actual story stuff now, I'll give you an idea of what's going on here. The first one, this one kind of just had me intrigued because I haven't actually seen this monster, if you will, before. It's called Halloween Darkness, and it's about the Sandman. So epic. But this one's actually kind of a part of another sort of, not really an anthology, but more of a collaboration. I don't know what it's called though. I couldn't find the other books. But this one, the whole idea, I guess, across the series is really that like there's this monstrous mistake. So we have human women, and on Halloween night, they see all of these costumed men, or so they assume, and then they end up falling in love, let's say. Or maybe just, you know, banging one out. I don't really know. This one with the Sandman, it sounds like he thinks that he found his bride, his fated mate, the woman that he would love for all time, that sort of vibe. So we'll see how it goes. It's 39 pages. We'll see. The next one that I have is called No Place to Hide, which sounds like it's gonna I don't know, definitely have the spice, but I think there's going to be kind of like a thriller element to it. We're basically at this carnival and we have kind of a goody two shoes sort of girl, and then we have a complete psycho. He's apparently a carny, and they come together and really enjoy each other apparently. I think they're playing like a very intense game of hide and seek. I don't entirely know, but his psychotic nature is definitely going to be coming into the fray here. So again, tickle me intrigued. I'm hoping there's going to be some scare factor in here. Like I mentioned, I have a variety of different things on here to kind of fit my mood depending on the day. So we shall see. The next one, it's called Found by the Lake Monster. So this is more of your classic monster sort of dude. We got our Creature of the Black Lagoon vibes. But this is a part of a series. You can read it as a standalone, but if you really liked it, there's like a gargoyle one and a werewolf one. But the whole idea is that, this is gonna freak me out a little bit, but we have the creature who is in heat, and apparently, I guess he was on some sort of dating app, and there's supposed to be this witch coming, but he mistakes this human girl for the witch, and he takes her so she can help him in his heat. You know, she's just being a good Samaritan, I guess. But this is the part that I'm a little by. But he also needs to lay his eggs in her so she can be an incubator. I hate the egg thing. I really do. It always makes me cringe, but I'm down for a classic monster. Mummy, vampire, the Invisible Man, the Creature of the Black Lagoon. I'm down for the classics, so I'm gonna give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. Maybe it will be kind of cute. There's potential. It really could go either way, whether it's really cute or, But anyways, moving on to something a little bit more fun. This is called Squashed. I know a lot of us were mentioning Jack. I think that was by Latrexa Nova. No, that was by Layla Faye. And that one looks like a really fun book to read. It's literally a jack-o'-lantern. But I found another one that is just absolute ridiculousness. So I figured I would share. It's really short again. But this one literally has my name. So I'm the love interest in this story. I don't know if that's going to make it worse for you. Maybe don't picture me while you read this. Okay, I don't know why I shouldn't have said that. Anyways, my name is in it. But this is literally about a girl who's had, a hard time finding Mr. Right. She goes to the farmer's market because it's spooky season, and she picks out a pumpkin to carve. But as Halloween progresses, he starts to get a little bit weirder and weirder. The pumpkin starts growing into like a pumpkin man thing. And we'll just say that she found Mr. Right. Okay? So, and I think, I hope there's gonna be like puns with his seeds. I don't know if they're gonna roast them and then eat them. I don't know the ridiculousness of it, but the freaking cover of it just made me laugh. And my name's in it. So I have to do it. I feel like the universe is telling me I have to read that. Maybe that one's just for me. I don't know, but I wanted to share. Okay? So the next one, I don't know how to talk about this one. I'm not going to say the title of it because I think the picture is enough. Okay? But as soon as I saw this, I know this isn't really like spooky season. Maybe this is more summertime vibes. I don't know. But I saw this and immediately just went, yep. I don't care what the story is. Yep. But I'll tell you in case you need, a little bit more convincing. What it sounds like is we have two gentlemen who are having some fun at the beach, and then there's a curious creature that comes up that apparently is very well known for like horrifically attacking people. And it's incredibly curious about what the two men are doing. So he's spying on them. I don't know if he's gonna like eat them in some sort of way. I don't know how he'd eat it. If I'm being completely honest, I also don't know how you'd kill him. Like, do you just like peck it to death? I don't know. Well, actually, yeah. I don't know how this story's gonna go. I have to find out how it kills people. And I know that's messed up, and I know this is supposed to be romance, but you see a cover like this, come on. This also would be a great poster, just throwing it out. April, I know you'd think the same thing. Now I have a little more kind of like horrific thing, but they're supposed to still kind of be funny, but this is the one that kind of really pushes the limits as far as the horror goes. So I am kind of growing as a person. This is specified as horror, not romance, so I'm growing a little bit, okay? So this one, oh God, okay. I'm excited for this one, I'm not gonna lie. There's 3 stories in it, okay? It's a gruesome threesome. It's called Skin Flicks. splatterpunk horror series. It's 153 pages for all 3 books. And the first one is literally about like this, we'll call it an adult actor, and he's been hired, but it might be his last film role ever because there's been a really monstrous dark side to the industry, and there's this big ass monster that's gonna come on set and take care of him. I think these ones we guarantee like that there's gonna be death and gore. I don't know, but I'm excited about it. The second story in it, I have to tell you all 3 just because like they're ridiculous. The second one is literally like some friends that come together over a dead body, and there's an infection that spreads, so I think we're gonna get zombie points over here. But there's one of the friends who's been in love with this other friend since they were childhood friends, but I think one of them's gonna get infected, or one of them might even be the murderer. I don't know, but it's gonna cause a lot of bloodshed, I'll tell you that much. The third one, this one, it just had me at the fact that it's not quite a unicorn and it's not quite a Pegasus, but one thing for sure is it's a carnivorous equine. So we're gonna read about horses, which means we're gonna get that 4-legged spot on the bingo card, all right? So we're taking names on that bingo card with all this stuff that we got here. That's all I'm saying, man. Moving on to our serious stuff. The last 3 that I have, these are more like genuine sort of stories. They're still more novellas, but they're more genuine sort of storylines. The first one's called The Sacrifice and the Spare. This is another sort of like collaboration. So if this one doesn't sound good to you, go look at the other sort of vampire stories within it, because there's a variety. We have hetero storylines, we have queer storylines, there's like some fairy tale ones, there's a variety of tropes. Check them out. But the first one, it's called The Sacrifice and the Spare, and essentially it's a vampire arranged marriage sort of vibe, but there's a mystery within it. So I thought that could be fun for me to try out, since I can sink my teeth into the romance, but then I can also kind of get a feel for like more of a mystery sort of storyline, because our girl sounds like she was human, but then she was changed into a vampire. She essentially is arranged to marry this other clan's like prince of a vampire, but the heir to the throne ends up being murdered and everyone thinks that it's her. So their early relationship, where they kind of have this feeling like they really like each other, but they haven't really had the history to trust one another yet, is going to be tested as everyone's pointing the finger at her and saying she did it, you can't marry her, all that jazz. I figured I could try it for the days that I feel like being a little bit more serious. I have a feeling most of the time I'm just going to want absolute ridiculousness, because that's just who I am. I like that stuff. It makes me feel a lot, makes me laugh, and it brightens my day. And I'm not ashamed of it. I probably should be, especially for this one, but I'm not ashamed of it. All right, so the next one here, this is the second to last. This is another more serious one. This is a stalker romance, so be aware of that. It's also a very dark romance, as it says. It's, again, a novella. Like I mentioned, all of them are novellas. But this is Jekyll, so it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and I've always wanted to like read about him. I feel like it could be such an interesting, fun sort of storyline, having the dual personality. But there's 2 other books in the series. Again, they're all standalones, don't worry. But there's one of Dorian Gray, from Picture of Dorian Gray, and then there's more of a Dracula one. So if those intrigue you, go check those ones out. But this one, basically, it's your classic storyline where you have the dual personalities, and Mr. Hyde, the monster, it sounds like he has an obsession with this girl. So once Dr. Jekyll gets into that state of being Mr. Hyde, he finds a girl, he becomes obsessed with her, starts stalking her. I don't know if he like cages her or things like that, but he's utterly obsessed with her and he's going to do anything to have her in his control. And Dr. Jekyll wants to try and fight against it, but I don't know if it's like he's so weak-minded or what it is, but he keeps taking his potion to become Mr. Hyde. I don't know if it's like he feels better when he's Mr. Hyde or what, but it's almost like he has a compulsion to take the potion, if that makes sense. That kind of rhymes. That was difficult to say. The Dorian Gray one actually sounds fun to me too, because you never hear about Dorian Gray. But anyways, the last one that I have here, this one I've actually talked about before. This is called Beauty So Golden. Again, it's another collaboration. It's a bunch of variety of fairy tales, but they're all twisted. They're definitely much more darker. There's a Beauty and the Beast one that almost has like a Hunchback of Notre Dame vibe within it, which oddly worked. Like Lumiere and Cogsworth. Lumiere, I think, is a priest, and Cogsworth is like the master of the manor, and the Beast is treated really poorly. But that's not even the book that I'm talking about. but tickle me intrigued. But anyways, Beauty So Golden, this actually has zombies on it, so mark that off the bingo card. But it sounds like our Rapunzel, the tower is kind of like this last safe haven, and she's kind of like the mistress of it, and she's helping everyone, making sure they're safe, medicine, all that jazz. And there's going to be these new boys that start I shouldn't say boys. There's going to be men who are going to be coming in and kind of ruffling her feathers a little bit and causing problems. Especially that's a huge issue with the fact that they have like zombies surrounding the tower. So I think we're gonna get a little bit of some thriller vibes in there. Not too sure, but I think it will be fun. So if you want a Rapunzel retelling and you want zombies for the bingo card, well then that one's for you. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's all the ones that I do have here. The last one I'm going to talk about, I saved it for last because you guys won't be able to get it now. And I'm really bummed because this is the one that I was hinting out that I think I could honestly black out the board with just this. I'm going to read it because I still have it on my Kindle. I'm very lucky. But it's called Monster Milking Motel. So, I mean, that tells you enough. Okay, that says a lot. But this literally sounds utterly ridiculous. It talks about how there's freaking glory holes for monsters. It's basically, there's like this shattering that happens between the monster world and the earth world, and the monsters come in. Now it's completely normalized. You go through this like really sketchy, almost thrift shop, and you walk through like a wardrobe, like freaking Narnia, and you're in this back like room that's super sleazy, really creepy, weird. All these monsters are at. Everybody's just banging one out. There's glory holes. There's all sorts of stuff that is just like, what the hell's happening? So I'm going to read that. It has been wiped from the internet. I tried to find it. It's not on Amazon. I tried to Google it. You'll see it, but then any links that it takes you to, it's gone. I can't even find the author on Amazon. So I feel like maybe she got in trouble or something happened, because this doesn't exist anymore, which makes me a little bit more intrigued because I'm like, what's in this that caused Amazon to take it off of its list, you know? So I will let you know how that one goes in my wrap-up video, but I'm sorry that we can't read that together because I know a lot of you, my Smut Hut crew, I feel like we could have done that. And I'm really sad that we can't now, but it is what it is. I know I ran through those pretty quick. I gotta get to work. But hopefully some of those sounded really fun to you guys. Maybe we can like chat, maybe read them together. I don't know. I don't know if anyone like wants to read this one together. Smut Hut? Smut Hut? I'm just saying. We could do it. It's short. But yeah. Anyways, I'll stop talking now. I hope one of those like stuck out to you. Again, we have those 10 days from the 1st to the 10th of October for the Monster Mash Readathon. You obviously can read these whenever, but if you want to join me in my crazy goal of blacking out the board, come along for the ride. I'm over on the Discord. We have our little Monster Mash section where we can chat. I'll leave the link down to the Discord as well. But otherwise, I'll just see you guys later, and you have a good one. All right? Bye.